Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of The Campaign. This movie is directed by Jay Roach, who directed the Meet the Parents series as well as the Austin Powers movies, and this movie stars Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. Now the plot of this movie is Will Ferrell plays Cam Brady, who's the congressman of this district, and he's been this congressman for a long time because he's been unopposed. And so these two rich guys, played by Dan Aykroyd and Jonathan Lithgow, decide, hey, we need somebody to run against this guy. But they don't have to be the best and the smartest. They could be somebody that's dumb. So, hey, we'll get Marty Huggins, played by Zach Galifianakis. In this movie, we basically have Will Ferrell playing the pompous, on-top character that he's played before in most of his movies. Blades of Glory, Anchorman, Talladega Nights. And then we have Zach Galifianakis. He's playing Marty Huggins a lot like the way he plays Zach Galifianakis' twin brother. I don't remember his name, but he just has the mustache. Very gentle, sweet guy. So you have these two characters, and they basically try to outdo each other and one-up each other. And Will Ferrell, his campaign manager, is played by Jason Sudeikis, who I thought this movie was going to be hilarious, but he's surprisingly normal in this movie. And then you have Dylan McDermott from American Horror Story. He plays Marty Huggins' campaign manager, and I gotta say, he's very funny and shady. He was funnier than Jason Sudeikis' character was. I never thought I would say that. Jason Sudeikis, in most of his roles, almost tries to outdo himself, and is funny in one scene or another. But in this movie, Jason Sudeikis wasn't that great. Now, as far as the main stars go, Will Ferrell, Will Ferrell just brought on his Blades of Glory type of role, mixing it with his George Bush, where he's this pompous, cocky guy, but he's just really good at what he does. And then you have Zach Galifianakis, just like I said, the sweet, innocent guy that really doesn't know anything about dirty politics, and that's where his campaign manager comes in. And then you have a pretty good supporting cast. You've got Brian Cox, surprisingly, as Marty Huggins' father. You have Dan Aykroyd and Jonathan Lithgow playing the two rich Mach brothers who like the rich brothers in Trading Places. This movie had a lot of elements of Man of the Year, Head of State, Trading Places, and a little bit of Ides of March as far as dirty politics goes. It's a very political movie. But I was kind of worried going into this because I was like, okay, you have two comedians dealing with a little bit of a sensitive subject as far as dirty politics go. There has to be a time where somebody does something that has to really hurt the other one or get to the other one. You have to have somewhat of a dramatic moment in this movie, and it's there, but it's really drowned out by all the comedy. And I've got to say, as far as the comedy goes in this movie, the movie was funny. It wasn't hilarious, but it was funny. There was only maybe two scenes in particular that had me really laughing, and one scene in particular dealing with Marty Huggins and his family at the dinner table that made me just laughing so hard I was crying. Oh, so funny. So, because this movie felt really short, and it was because they kind of sped up the campaign trail in this movie. The movie had a semi-predictable ending, but it didn't really hurt the movie at all. So this movie wasn't hilarious, but it was funny, and if you are a fan of, let's say, pretty much Will Ferrell or Zach Galifianakis, I would check this movie out. It's not their best, and it's not their worst. I would say it's above Will Ferrell's Land of the Lost, but I would say it's below Zach Galifianakis' Due Date. It's right in the middle of their worst and best movies. So, since that, rating them a 1 to a 5, I'm going to give Campaign a 3. So, I would go check it out. It's not the funniest movie of the year, but it'll make you laugh. So, till next time, guys, see ya.